Life hack. White people are racist until proven otherwise. We start in the guilty box and we go absolutely racist, 100%. And then we have to work our way out by being decent human beings, but being actual human beings and not racist fucking monsters, right? And judging by today's political climate, you would think that was impossible, but we can stop pretending to be shocked and appalled and flabbergasted when your white fave is revealed to have a racist past. And you don't have to go to the mat for them, because people either understand the intricacies of why someone is racist, because it's not a universal answer. Some people were literally indoctrinated and brainwashed into being that way, and that's why they've become a different person as they grow up. You either understand that or you don't. You don't have to accept it. White people, it is not your responsibility or your fucking right to accept apologies on behalf of people of color. Like, that's an individual journey. But can we stop with
the unfortunate history of white people is racism, right? Colonialism, slavery, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's the history of white people, right? And so it's a history of white nations. So what happens is, like Inni was saying before, what's more impactful, the earthquake or the actual aftershock, right? Mm-hmm. So people will associate whiteness with slavery, oppression, colonization, all this kind of stuff. I don't believe all white people are racist. I really don't. But does racism exist? Yes, it does. Do racist people exist? Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. And so the whole thing is that when it happens, for instance, I've spoken on like the whole BLM movement, that kind of, I know we're going off, but we'll go back on. I've spoken on the whole BLM movement, etc., etc. And I've never, as a black person, I've never supported BLM, right? So, because I saw it for what it was. I was like, this is like a scam. Do you know what I mean? I mean, only Candace Owens now is coming out and saying that it's actually a scam. Do you know what I mean? Because she's done the research. But I'm saying the reason why is because the unfortunate history of white people is that you have a history of that. And it's and I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm saying it is what it is.
Do you think that answers your earlier question about why you have black people being more liberal in the Western countries? Because there is a historical hangover that is prevalent in American and British society from history.
100%. I think black people, I think all peoples are a product of their history.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have a question.
But do you think it should define you though?
No, because I don't. But the thing is, what happens is that people get into ruts. People just get into, oh, my mum did this, so I'm going to do it, or my grandma did this, so I'm going to do it. Yeah. That's why, the reason why people vote, black people in America have voted Democrat consistently for the past 50 years. Why? Because their grandma did it.
Yep. There's a word for it.
And their mum did it.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah,
there's a word for it. And I listened to a podcast. It's called generational trauma. So that's probably why we explain some of the thinking behind why black people vote Democrat, because, you know, even though if you look at on paper, it was the Republican who was the anti-slavery party, but obviously, and it was the Democrats that obviously formed the KKK and stuff. But because what the media tell us, I think, they switch. Yeah,
about majority demographics as well, because white people have or did industrialize slavery, but white people didn't start slavery.
No, Arabs did.
Yeah. And I know that because I researched it after watching one of Mr. Garvey's videos.
You see, so I'm educating folks out here.
From way back, and I was
I'm educating folks out here.
Yeah, that's it. And I went and looked it up, and I was like,
white people, why is it that y'all don't like hearing about all the horrific things white people did during slavery and after slavery? Does it make you feel some sort of way? I just want to know.
I'll thank you to not be pretending that Jewish people of color don't exist. That's not okay. Now, on the other hand, white Jewish people like me absolutely do experience white privilege in the United States. I've talked about this before on here. In the United States, mind you, not where I come from, because where I come from, everybody was white. But I was Jewish, and noticeably and knowingly so, and that wasn't okay. That's why I'm a refugee. However, that we are white doesn't make us not Jewish and does not make anti-Semitism not exist. Just like a white person can still experience oppression because they are female or because they belong to a sexual minority or for any other reason. One thing is separate from the other thing. So, educate yourself on modern anti-Semitism.
When it comes to racism, it never ceases to amaze me when I find out that a white person has a racist past. It doesn't shock me anymore because you know what? A lot of these white people be having racist family members, racist partners, and guess what? They're always around racist people. So when it comes out saying that they're racist or they had a racist past, I don't even blink an eye. I don't. And then when they want to like save face or want to save themselves from facing backlash, they always say, I was young, I was only this years old, I was only that years old. No, you knew what you were doing and you knew what you were saying. You didn't care then and you don't care now. The only reason why you care now is because people's on your ass. I remember I read somewhere on the internet where it says, never let white people have power over you because they already have the power of not liking you and they already have the power to also oppress against you. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments.
I can't find your video, but this is an open letter to the lady who is telling white people that they don't wash properly. I don't think that you realize that what you're saying is not only wrong, but it's coming off as very mean girl energy. And not only mean girl energy, but mean girl energy combined with some racial stuff. Like, what is going on?
Hey, my name is CJ and I'm finna cook you. Now, when it comes to the historical precedent that white people have set for themselves, this is a historical fact. White people are not the best when it comes to bathing. Even the indigenous people to the Americas can recount this fact and have written down this fact that the Pilgrims, when they first landed on Plymouth Rock, resisted bathing. Pause and read. Instead of taking baths, the Pilgrims would just change their undergarments and think that that made them clean. This is not even to mention that the indigenous people and Africans also recounted being able to smell European ships from miles away just because of how bad they stunk. Or we can even take this up to North Africa, in which the Moors introduced a lot of the Spaniards and a lot of the Portuguese to the practice of using soap regularly while they washed up. So it seems like Western Europeans have set a historical precedent for not being able to wash properly or not having proper hygiene. Well, I wouldn't expect better of a race of people who smell like wet dog when it rains. But for you to sit here and try to make this some type of racism against white people is just ludicrous and utterly insane. It is actually very comical. Instead of getting out the phone and looking up some Dr. Browners, you instead made this video complaining about how white people are the victims of such abhorrent racism just because people have historically been able to recount and have been able to analyze that white people indeed do smell bad 9 times out of 10. Now, by individual basis, do I know every white person? No. But I'm just going off of what the historical data says and what a lot of people say until this current day. I think Taylor Swift doesn't wash her legs or something like that. So at this point, blame you all as icons and idols for running this bad PR game. And also just the cultural context and the history on why white people have historically been known as the people who stunk the worst.
The third leading cause of death for Native Americans is murder. Native American women experience 83% higher rates of violence. Many Native territories lack access to clean water. Native women undergo forced sterilization. There are Native Americans alive today that don't know who their parents or other ancestors are because they were scooped out of their families' homes and placed in residential schools or foster homes because the government did not believe that Natives should be able to take care of their own. Today in America, Native Americans have a higher predisposition for drug abuse and alcohol abuse and have lower access to health services, both physical and mental. Did you know that Native Americans earn the lowest rate of income of anyone else in the United States? And 1 in 3 Native Americans is living in poverty, with a median income of $23,000 a year. Today in America, the United States is still refusing to honor treaties that require them to stay off of Native American sovereign land, as they continue to attempt to build pipelines, pollute our water, and take more of our access to our own land. Native Americans are more likely to experience physical, mental, and sexual abuse. So while yes, in the last 400 years, there were quite a lot of things that happened in the past, how about we focus on fixing all of the issues I just listed that are going.
I swear some white people have to be delusional, because I did my results for like Ancestry and I was like, maybe they'll be crazy, interesting, or anything like different, unexpected. I don't know what I was thinking would happen. Like, I don't know what I thought the results were going to be, because, yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory. Let's look at them. Surprise, surprise. I'm mostly French, German, and Irish English. Crazy. I don't know what I was expecting. Like, my mom's family literally came here from Scotland and has been in the Appalachians for as long as anyone can trace it back to. DNA mostly came from Appalachia. My family on my dad's side is directly from Louisiana. I grew up in Louisiana. We're Creole Cajuns through and through. Surprise, surprise, we're from Acadia. Like, surprise, surprise, we came from Nova Scotia. That came from France. And we lived in Louisiana. I don't know what the fuck I was expecting. Because why did I just waste $100? Like, I could have looked at my face and told you this exact results. I feel like I want a refund, but I shouldn't ask for one, because what was I expecting?
Hey, white people. Yeah, especially middle-aged white people from my hometown. Not knowing who Bad Bunny is isn't the flex that you think it is, okay? It's actually really embarrassing. You're embarrassing. It's giving last year when Kendrick Lamar was at the Super Bowl and everyone was like, I don't understand anything that he's saying. Haven't we learned anything? Stop being so... I'm gonna let you guys fill in the blanks.
White people are not Caucasian. Let's talk about it. So for like a long time, I've always heard that white people came from the Caucasus Mountains. So I looked up the Caucasus Mountains because I wanted to know where it was, what was going on over there. You know, I was doing my research. So upon research, I figured out very quickly that Caucasian people and white people are two very different ethnicities. So the places that are in the Caucasus region or the Caucasus Mountains is Armenia, Azerbaijan. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but that is considered northwestern Iran, Georgia, because Georgia is a country, and Russia. So those are the 4 countries that are in the Caucasus regions and the Caucasus Mountains. And a few of the ethnic groups that lived there were the Turkish, the Greeks, the Romas, which is the Gypsies, and the Kurds. And then they have a group over there called the Turkic Caucasians. And I don't want to hear nobody saying that I'm making nothing up, so I'm about to read this. This is what it says. The term Caucasian is often used to refer to people of the European origin, okay? That is what it says. And the European origin means that people originating from Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. Keyword originated from. So if you were born here in the United States, you're just white. Many people in the U.S. do not have ancestral ties to the Caucasus region. So yeah, stop believing everything that everybody tells you because it's not always true. You have to look stuff up and do research on your own.
Okay, I keep seeing this question, do white people have cousins? Because you never hear us talk about our cousins. I've never actually thought about it before, but this is why I think you don't hear us talk about our cousins. White people are not as communal as other communities, as the Black community, as the poly community. We are more individualistic, and so typically you're close with like your immediate family and your grandparents. But when we're talking aunts, uncles, and cousins, you mostly see them at holidays, maybe a couple of times a year. Well, obviously this doesn't apply to everyone, but in general, you're not seeing them like that, so they're not going to talk about them like that. And they don't live close together typically, right? Like family is like very spread out, whereas if my girls are like, I want to go see Titi's 5 minutes away. If they want to see Nana and Papa, they're 10 minutes away, right? Like we live close together. Also, white people are toxic. So a lot of the times when we're little, like our family has already cut each other off to where like I got cousins I've met when I was like 5 and that's it because my parents had an issue with their parents, never saw them again. Now I don't know this for sure.
I was about to go to bed, but I'm hearing that someone has something to tell you. So let's see. Spirit, what do we have for the collective? What does their special person need to tell them? Six of Wands. This is recognition. feel like someone has a confession. This is giving me a past person that felt like imposter syndrome while they were with you. Like they felt like you were too good for them and they had to pull away. They had to pull away. The timing was off. We've got a lot of Aquarius energy or just air energy, Gemini, Libra. They see you as the Queen of Cups and they realize how caring, empathetic, and good you were to them. And now they're feeling really regretful that they let you go because they had the imposter syndrome. Bottom of the deck, Four of Wands. They're having this realization that they want to marry you, that they want to be with you for the rest of their lives. 1111 is significant. This is like a major moment for them. They're coming in with communication. They're not, I'm hearing that they were kind of like coward energy in the past. They didn't really speak up on a lot of things that they were feeling. Even when they kind of pushed you away, they had to bite their tongue because they didn't really want to push you away, but I just keep hearing coward. They were like in a state of cowardness. There was a third party involved as well. I think they had a connection with their ex. So they just weren't healed from it, right? They weren't healed from it. Now they've healed. They've completely healed from their ex, and now they want to return and offer you everything you deserve. They really want to come in and lighten your load. They see that you've been overworking and they know that you're someone that overworks, and I'm hearing they want to take you on a trip, or they want to come see you, or they want you to come see them. I'm hearing they want to come see you though. They might travel to come see you. And I'm hearing they're gonna let you know before they come. Yeah, in the past they were doubting their intuition, and they were doubting a lot of things that they were feeling in their gut about you. Imposter syndrome. They just did not feel good enough. Now they just want to start over. They want to start over. They know you're the one. Bottom of the deck, they feel very confident about you now in this moment of time. There is no second thought. They are ready. The question is, are you ready?
So, white people. Question. What does it feel like to be white?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't let my color swatch determine how far that's going to get me in life. If I want something, I work for it. I go after it. Whether it's light to dark, the way some of you obsess over color. It's like you've made it, you're like your identity, and that's all you know, which is why some of you are insecure as fuck, because you lack character in your soul. You then connect with others over color swatches, which has you unfulfilled in relationships because you're essentially bonding over aesthetics. If you think I'll advance more in the workforce because of my color swatch, well, I work at a high-end spa, and they just don't hire anybody there. And there are people from all different backgrounds, various genders, and dark color swatches who are making more money than me. And if you're wanting an apology from me, I don't apologize for shit that I'm not sorry about. If you're wanting me to be angry, so angry, over history, I'm actually done. Being angry over events I was never even a part of nor alive for. Because coming from a mixed background, I used to be furious and experienced different levels of emotional fuck shit. And that was getting me absolutely nowhere. So now I just focus on what's going on in the present and how I'm able to better myself in terms of personal growth. So I'm able to show up and I'm able to be a better service for the people that I help with in their healing. If you're asking me what it would be like to step into the shoes of someone who is a medium to dark color swatch, that's never going to happen. For the longest, this may be a hard pill to swallow, but pain and suffering happens in various color swatches and genders. And for the longest time, I had the hardest time being in my own shoes and in my own body. And now that I'm actually getting more and more comfortable being here, the last thing I'm going to do is astral project into someone else just to be more relatable. And if you're wanting me to do that just so I can have more compassion and comprehension of someone else's pain and suffering, I would consider that manipulating someone in order to gain respect, and that's sleazy as fuck. And if you're thinking to yourself, if I have white pride, I do actually. I have white. It's not white though. It's European and Latina pride because I honor both ancestry. Because I'm so goddamn grateful for all of the ancestors and generations that it took to bring me here. And with all of the healing that I did, I actually rekindled a gift that is ancestral healing with working with the underworld and demon removal. That was an ancestral gift once lost due to oppression and genocide. And as far as my knowledge, I'm the only person that's doing this. So I am goddamn proud of who I am. Considering the shade of my color swatch, you are wanting me to be an ally and all-inclusive. Inclusivity! Well, there's a couple things that come to mind when I hear that word, and it would be complying to someone's ideology, belief system, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and keeping quiet when I don't agree with them, which is exclusive, and that's something I don't comply with because I have a mind of my own, and I do not conform to something that I do not agree with. And if I don't like something, I'll speak up about it. And the other is accountability. So if I see light, medium, to medium dark color swatch, apparently they're acting like a piece of shit. Apparently I can't say anything because it would be considered racist, and that just doesn't fly with me. I don't give a fuck about...
Yo, I'm just asking a question for all the white people on this app. So, have you owned a slave, and have your grandma or your great-grandma own a slave? No.
Hello brothers and sisters, I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you are watching me from now. Most of white Americans, most of the white folks are now thinking that the black community is coming after them. Now, their only fear and jealousy comes when they see a lot of the black community excelling in life. You might be thinking that this is kind of weird because of course it is. Now, why are they so fearful, or why do they have a lot of jealous because of their black excellence? Because most black people are now expanding their mind, expanding their businesses, and expanding the way they have been viewing the white community for a very long time. Most of them, they are now doing well in life, and they're now starting businesses and doing things that the white community never thought the black folks could ever do. Now, it has been 400 years since the black people were brought to slavery. Now, most of the black people have lived in a society that has neglected them, a society that took away their religion, took away their personality, took away their rights, and made everything that was bad. They have done so worse things to the black community for a very long time. Now, they are very worried because the black community is coming out to be strong. They are getting to learn and to do things in a very different way. This is not sitting well with the majority of the white community because they are feeling threatened. They are threatened by the black success. They are threatened with everything the black community is now doing. Their only fear is that the black community is excelling and one day they will take control of white America. And for this one reason, they think the black community will come seeking for vengeance. I want to tell you a story or something. You know, a king who has brutalized and who has brought a lot of misery to his people. A king who has done so many bad things. He never wants to leave. He never wants to step down as the king, even if the worst happens. It's just like a country with a dictator who has unalived so many people, who has taken away everything that belonged to the people, took away democracy, took away rights, all the civil and human rights that the people had, took away all the political rights, took away every social economic rights that the people had. Now, these kind of people, they always have a problem when someone else starts talking about succeeding them or them leaving power. Their only fear is when someone else leaves power or when someone else comes to power, they will seek vengeance. They will want to punish them for everything they did when they were in power. So what do they do in most of the cases? They will always fight to be in power. They will do or they will go to any extent to remain in power. Now, that's the same thing. The white community is now like a dictator who now does not want to seize power. Why is this very important to them? Why is them remaining supreme still important to them? Why is them remaining in control still important to them? One thing you must all know is that the same people who you want to leave power are the same people who brutalized, the same people who oppressed you, the same people who put you into slavery. So their fear is when the black man gets to power or when the black man empowers himself and he or she excels in life, their problem is they think the black community is coming to seek vengeance after that. And they will do all it takes. I do not say all the white people are bad, but some of them are very, very evil, and they have overseen the mistreatment of other communities in the US and other parts of the world. So they are very, very afraid because they know they are like a dictator who never wants to leave power, because they think the person who is coming to succeed them, their successors will do exactly the same they were done to, or even more worse. They never have the peace of mind whenever someone else talks about progress, because they know the black progress is something that will bring them down. The black progress in politics, in music, in social and economic lives, and every other aspect of life is going to affect them. Now, see how the black person or the black community is well progressing in the US and all over the world. The black community is doing all it can to change lives out here, to better themselves, to bring prosperity that was long denied to them by the same oppressors. The same oppressor who is very, very jealous and threatened by the fact that the black man is getting empowered. They are now seeing far, and they are now doing things that brings back and forth the unity they lacked for a very long time. See who is threatened at the moment. It is the white folks who are threatened. They never saw this coming. They never saw the black man making it in politics. You remember the Jim Crow laws that were to bear the black community from voting and from associating with the rest, because they were seen as the lesser people, and the people who maybe in one way or the other should have never gotten any chance in a society which is very biased. Now see, the black community is glowing and growing at the same time. They are doing things in a very suggesting manner that they are going to be great. They are already great. So there is fear that has accumulated over time that the black community is not what most people thought. And you can see the fear in those racist people, the people who have always thought America was great and America was going to save them, that the American dream They were sold the American dream to them, right? That everything in America is great, and the fact that they need to be making America great again after every 4 years is something that is top notch, or something that is very prioritized. Now look who is crying. The same people who actually oppressed the black community are the same people asking for help from the same community they have oppressed for 400 years. This is why I've been saying the black and the brown unity is needed at this moment, because the only thing that makes them fear it is because they never have wanted to associate with the black community, and the black community has long been oppressed, and they are not progressing. They are now taking the US and Europe with Aston, and for this one reason most of the people cannot take it anymore. They are very afraid of whatever is happening in the US with the black community. The black community has since come together and realized that their unity is something that has always been feared by the same systems. So they are going for the same unity that these people have feared. I'm very, very glad that most of the black community is seeing ahead. The fact that they have been oppressed, the fact that the police brutality that has been directed to them has been very it has destroyed them. It has traumatized them. They have lived in a society or in an environment where you have to survive. You don't have to live. You have to survive. You have to fight your ways in and out to make sure that you are surviving. And for this, it has made them very strong. They are very, very strong people at the moment. This is not sitting well with the majority of the people who actually oppressed the same community. The same people who are oppressed are the same people who are now making it large in life. Tables do turn around, and they are now thinking that the black folks are now coming after them. Now look at the fear they have, the jealousy they have. This is because of the things they have done to the black man, they have done to the black community. Now this should be a lesson to all the generation that is coming, that tables do turn around, and be very careful whatever you wish for your enemy. Be very careful whatever you wish for your brother, because the same can happen to you, or tables can turn around and it can be so disastrous to you. Brothers and sisters, this is not the time we should start rubbing shoulders. This is the time we should realize that the black unity is inevitable. We must have this. This is the change we must have, And let not anyone confuse, or let not anyone convince you that the black unity is not a priority. Of course, it is a priority that other people fear. And the fact that the black man has suffered and is now being great, it doesn't mean that everyone wants well for you. You must be very careful how you transact. You must be careful how you relate, and you must be very, very careful how you talk, and you must be careful who is your neighbor and who is your friend. The friend you think is a friend to you might be the enemy that is going to bring you down. You must be very careful. And this is a message to the white Americans, to some of the racist white Americans. This is my message to you. Life is changing. We are living in the 21st century. You never know. Tables do turn around. And the black man can be very, very great in the coming near future. You can see all the signs are written on the wall. It is you to use your eyes and read them so loud to yourself. Black, brown community, unity is needed. Be very careful. Anything can happen. Anyone can become who you never thought they will be, and you can lose the powers, just like a dictator that I have used in this video as an example. Thank you so much. Have a good day.